Coming up on the next episode of the Celsius Pod.
Hike, 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 hike. We work all day, we work all night. We never learned to read or write.
Oh my
We're
God.
happy-hearted roustabouts. When other folks have gone to bed, we slave until we're almost dead.
God did not want us to watch this show.
God is trying to prevent the RWBY.
Why is it only 60 minutes long? Why is half of it racism? I do not, for the life of me, know.
Ba 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 ba.
Where does that come from?
I don't.
Did you steal a jingle from somewhere? Or is that
I might have. I don't really know.
Is it an original Celsius sound? I need to get on that.
It could be, although I think it is just a generic succeeding or a
ascending.
not
forward
ascending.
progression.
What is the
descending?
No, there's what is the
raising?
No, it's
ascending.
not anything like that.
Oh.
Welcome to the episode of the
Yes.
episode 85. It's hot as balls. Beck, what time
Yes,
is it?
He
doesn't have his phone because
7:25.
it's 81 degrees right now. It's hot as balls.
And as you know, live episode
With two members.
The
The first Aiden and Beck episode.
both of them decided to travel. Ew, cringe.
So we've had, so far, Beck and Uri episodes, Nicola and Beck episodes,
yeah.
Aiden and Uri episodes. This is the first Beck and Aiden episode.
Do we ever have a Nicola Uri?
We've not had Nicola Uri.
We need to get on that.
We should. Well, no, because I haven't missed it. Well, I
Yeah,
haven't
Aiden
missed
has
a real
not missed
episode.
a single thing.
So it has to be.
I think the only one between us has been a special, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, the Owl House, the first Owl House
Yes.
one. That was the last time that we were solo. Well, we weren't soloing it technically.
We were technically with Lucas, but
That's all right.
only
That's
two
all right.
members of the pod.
Well, this is gonna be a short episode. Beck.
Okay, but the one thing me and Aiden are both known for.
What do we both know?
Is
Beck?
watching a lot of animated stuff.
We do watch a lot of animated
in
stuff.
honor of that, we've only watched animated stuff.
So true.
Yes.
Beck is gonna be skipping The Boys and House of the
I
Dragon
will.
this week
Stay tuned for next week. We'll do both episodes.
because
me and Uri.
he'll be able to talk.
Because
about it.
I won't be talking to the camera for 20 minutes while Aiden is who is Huey Homelander's son?
True, I did ask that because I don't know the fucking characters.
Yes.
I know that the Deep likes fish. That's
He does.
Wow.
Mostly octopuses.
octopussies. Yep. So let's get it
Let's
fucking
get to the
started.
first thing.
All right, so we have a little setup here. We can see this is us right now. So our setup, we're gonna go in order. We're alternating each thing until we can join at the end,
Which is for the big summer arc.
which we're all familiar with some twists and turns. Back.
Yes.
I would really call them some twists and turns.
Yep.
All right, so let's start off. What's first? Craig of the Creek.
Okay.
Whoa!
I heard some news about this that's very big.
Yeah, that there's gonna be one episode this Saturday, and then the rest are coming out in August. 4 more episodes.
So you have to wait 6 months?
I have to wait
8 months?
August?
Yeah, August is the 8th month of the year.
It was this year.
August is the 8th month of the year.
It wasn't August next year. It's August this year.
Okay, well...
Is it?
So...
Oh, it's in September. Never mind.
Yeah.
I have to wait 2 months for 4 more episodes of my TV show that I thought got canceled a year ago. What
I guess that sucks.
What a fucking roller coaster we're going on.
At least he has Kite Man.
Ooh, hell yeah. Anyway, what happened in this Craig of the Creek episode? So he wants to...
Wait, I'm gonna make a prediction.
Let's make a prediction.
Did he sleep over at someone's house?
He did sleep over at someone's house. He actually stayed with Ren, the science girl. So he goes to her house, and she's like, Craig, I have this thing where we can subconsciously connect our dreams together and then go to alternate dimensions while we're dreaming. And Craig is like, yo, that's awesome. Let's do that. And then they do that. The reason they do that is because this is No, I did the divorce episode last week, didn't I?
You did.
Never fucking mind. This is the acid trip episode.
Oh my God.
My bad.
Bro, mixed up the Craig of the Creek episode.
Oh my God. So this episode, he actually goes to Bobby's house. Now, Bobby, this character, his catchphrase is "my candy" because he eats a lot of candy and he loses it and drops it a lot. So he
Oh.
loves candy. He's always eating candy. Now, Craig goes and sees Bobby's parents.
Yeah.
There's no candy in sight. Bobby's a little good boy. He's a good little boy in the eyes of his mom and dad. And his dad looks like Tom Hanks for some reason. So he's like, Bobby, where's all your candy? He's like, I'm a good boy in front of my family. But Craig, I've got candy hidden everywhere. Look at this piece of candy that's like 7 years worth of chocolate bars smushed together. And then they eat it and they go on an acid trip. And then this episode is just The Hangover, where he just has to find Bobby. Also, this episode is called Where's My Bobby? Like the stoner movie, Where's My Car? Dude, where's my
That's
car?
funny.
Where's my Bobby? So Craig tries to go and like retrace the steps and find Bobby. The acid trip sequence is pretty good. He goes to the creek for the first time this season after
Whoa!
after 5 episodes. Cool. I don't have really anything to say about it. He finds Bobby.
He does?
He does
Where
find
was Bobby?
He was in a tree.
Is that where the car was and where's my car? Where was their car?
I don't remember. I have it on DVD. We go watch the movie if we want.
I do want to find out where that car was.
I could just look it up also.
That would spoil the movie.
I mean, I've seen the movie.
Okay. We should move on to the next.
Let's move on to the next thing. So you have any concluding notes, Beck, about Craig of the Creek
So,
for today?
I feel like Craig of the Creek, it has 4 more episodes.
It has 5 more episodes.
It has 5 more episodes.
There's one coming out tomorrow. In
Do
terms
you
of our
think
time.
it'll have a conclusive ending?
I don't know, because I already thought it had an already mostly conclusive ending.
So is this like an epilogue that you're thinking?
I think it's an epilogue. It's
Mm.
not a very good epilogue. All right, what's next, Beck?
Oh my god, it's Code Geass.
Code Geass.
Okay.
Wow,
So I believe I talked about the first episode of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about the second one and the third one that came out today. And what I really like about the show so far is how it like sets up all these like character dynamics, and at the end of the episode, they're just completely changed.
Great.
So in the first one, we're like, okay, we have these 2 brothers. They're chill. They're mercenaries. This is completely fine.
Yeah.
Then at the end, we find out that one of the brothers is actually a girl who's the princess of Japan and has Geass powers.
That's crazy. That's a big switch up there.
That is a very big switch up.
Very big switch up there.
And then at the end of episode 2 is him like breaking into a prison to try to rescue the princess's friend and
Yeah.
get the war general back. That's the whole episode, good action and all that. But at the end of episode 2, we're like, okay, turns out the people that were pretending to be brothers, they are not related, and the princess is mind controlled the brother to make him think that the male version of herself is his brother, but we also find out that the brother killed her dad, so she's using him to take down the government, and then she wants to kill him. See, this I was
what the fuck? That's crazy.
It is, yes.
Crazy shit there.
Okay. And then 3 is a bit more chill. We don't have any amazing change dynamics, except that. So the guy, they're like taking a break. They're doing like a break episode.
Sure.
So the girl is like, okay, I need to relax. I need to not be dressed up as a guy. I'm gonna work at this cafe that my friend owns. So she's working at the cafe, and then the person pretending to be her brother comes in, and he falls in love with the girl version of the
Bro said it was more chill.
Yeah, so now there's that character dynamic.
That's awesome, quite frankly.
And then the end of the episode, it's the emperor dies, like the emperor of Japan that's like taken over.
Yeah.
And is being replaced by who the government thinks is the princess, but that's actually like the decoy princess, because the real princess is the girl I've been telling you about, who's
Right.
just, yeah. So now this random decoy is now the princess, but the main princess wants to save her because like they're friends. So it's a lot of dynamics at stake.
So I know nothing about Code Geass. So is this set in like the original universe? Or
It is. It's a sequel series. So Code Geass is like Japan was taken over by like this country called Britannia, which is like a third of the world, and they're like trying to like rebel against them.
Sure.
And then this one guy gets a power called a Geass, and basically, if he looks in someone's eyes, he can basically tell them to do anything, and they do it.
Yeah.
But he can only do that once per person. And yeah, that happens, and then at the end, they're like, Japan is free, Britannia is destroyed. The end, and then the sequel series is like, there's the Neo-Britannian Empire, and now they've taken over Japan.
And this is based on a manga?
I think.
You think?
I know the original is based on a manga, but I don't know if the
is?
sequel series is based on. Because
Interesting.
it's like a Hulu original, which is why I hadn't heard of it before. Because I was trying to look for it on Crunchyroll, and it says not on there.
No. Yeah, the service that I'm paying for.
Yeah.
Yep, the service that I'm paying for.
We have a story about that coming later.
Can't wait.
But yeah, it's really good so far. I've been looking forward to it each Friday.
Because you liked the original.
I do really like the original.
And then this one, how many episodes is this one going to be?
I think I remember reading somewhere it was like an 8-episode.
Boo!
Yeah, I think.
Boo!
I could be wrong, but I think it might just literally just be 8 episodes.
Bring back the 20-episode season.
Okay. I have a counterpoint to that.
Don't defend the 20 episodes. Don't defend the 8-episode season, man.
If you were watching My Hero Academia, you'd be like, please condense this down. Because there's so much filler, it's crazy.
That's just because they're waiting for the manga to finish.
I will get into that when I get to My Hero Academia, but I kind of like how the plot points is actually like moving a lot each episode.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like-
that happens when there's a completed
Yeah.
work or an original work.
I feel like they could really, it feels like there's going to be like a major change every episode. It makes it a lot more
Yeah,
interesting to see what happens.
fair enough. Is that what you got for Code
Yep.
Geass?
That's my Code Geass.
Nice. What do we have next? My Adventures with Superman Season 2!
So, guess what I watched?
Did you watch My
The
Adventures with Superman?
first 2 minutes.
Of this episode?
I did.
Of Olsen's 11?
Yes.
What did you think?
So,
How about you recap the first 2
so
minutes? I'll recap the
Amanda
rest.
Waller is like, we're doing martial law, bitch. And puts the country into martial law with giant robots.
Not the country, just Metropolis.
Okay. Just Metropolis. And she's like, if Superman comes back, we're gonna kill him.
Because he got kidnapped.
Because
by
there
a
was
car.
some big battle and they hate him now.
They always hated him. Okay,
And then she
specifically
goes
Amanda
on a
Waller
news
hated
show
him.
and is like, the guy's like, how do you know Superman is like, I don't, but like, this kind of seems like something he would do.
And then the news guy was like, yeah, but we have footage of him actually helping.
Yes.
And she said no, and then killed him.
She killed him?
Well, he got taken off by the fucking SWAT team. I assume he's dead.
I kind of stopped halfway through the interview. I just assumed he was fine.
So yeah, I have the episode over here so I can recap it because there's stuff that...
Because he actually needs to look at these episodes. I just remember them all, scene by scene.
So Lois feels guilty that she broke up with Superman because she thought she wasn't good enough for him because he was hitting on the other hot lady because she told him to. So she's like, all right, Jimmy, we gotta get Superman. So we're gonna steal the spaceship from the Hammer Tech or whatever. No, Hammer Tech's the Marvel
Lex
one.
Luthor?
Hammer Tech.
That's so stupid.
It's literally like
That's the same thing. Then you just remove the H.
Is it Hammer Tech? I want to make sure.
It's like saying Spanish hammer because you know the H's are silent.
Yeah, it's Hammer Tech. It literally is. Okay, Lois is like, we gotta go to Hammer Tech because they have a spaceship. Jimmy, let's go get some help. So they go to Livewire, the villain, and she's being lesbians with Heatwave, the villain. And then they laugh at Lois and Jimmy, and they're like, come on, you really want to do that? And then Jimmy's like, whatever it takes. And he writes a $2 million check, and now he has no money because he spent it all on lesbians. So,
He spent $2 million on a spaceship?
no, he spent $2 million on help from 2 people to get this spaceship.
Okay. How did he have these $2 million?
Because of Flamebird. Because of his YouTube channel.
Oh!
Because in season 1, Flamebird got bought by the Daily Bugle, or Daily Planet. Daily Bugle Spider-Man.
Keep in mind, that is what we're aiming for, is the end goal of the podcast being bought by the New York Times.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
they're lowballing us right now, but the moment we get a bit higher, we'll
so
accept it.
Jimmy and Lois are like, Livewire and Heatwave, can you please help us? And Livewire is like, I'll do it for $2 million. And Heatwave is like, babe, I'm going to step this one out. I'm breaking up with you. And Lois is like, I made them break up. Oh, fuck. And then Livewire is like, all right, guys, we're going to go steal a spaceship, but we're going to need more help. And then Jimmy's like, wait a minute.
I don't have any more money.
No, he doesn't have more money, but you know what he does have? A big monkey friend and a big brain and a circle friend. So then those guys, I don't remember their names, but the French monkey and the brain and the robot from season 1 come back. And they all help break into Amertech. And then they fight. And they go into Amertech. They sneak into Amertech. And they do a good job. And Amanda Waller, she shows up at Amertech. She wasn't supposed to do that. And she's doing a surprise inspection with, I don't fucking remember the guy's name. The guy with the swords who's voiced by Jerry Smith from Rick and Morty. He's also there. No, not Deathstroke. It's not him.
Okay, I'm gonna keep naming DC people with swords.
Can't wait.
Slade.
It's not Slade. I think those are the same character, by the way. I'm like 90% sure those are the same guy. So then they sneak around, and then Livewire ditches them. Livewire leaves, and Livewire, because earlier Heatwave is like, you don't know when to quit, or you don't know when to walk away, and Livewire's like, I know when to walk away. She walks away, and then Lois and Jimmy are stuck and they're cornered, but then they climb an event. And then they climb in the vent, and they have a heart-to-heart conversation or whatever, and then they get in the spaceship with the monkey and the brain, and all the big robot suits are here, and they're attacking the ship, and they're like, oh no, we're not going to make it out! I just wanted to apologize to Clark because I broke up with him! And then both the lesbians are still on the intercom, they're like, don't worry, we're both here. And they're like,
did they get back together?
They never split up. Heatwave actually left just to go get more people and more weapons. Because it was actually a diversion. Because they knew if Lois and Jimmy broke in, that all their forces would be on them. So her other team just came in and got weapons and shit and left.
Oh.
And then they came back because they love. And they're nice, they're good people. So then they go...
villains.
Yeah, the bad guys are good people. So then they go to space. Lois and Jimmy and the monkey and the brain. And then they go to space, and then they find Kara, where we saw them last episode. And also, Lois wanted to kill Kara this episode. She brought kryptonite with her, and she's like, I'm going to kill her. And Jimmy's like, please don't do that.
She's so hot, don't kill her.
She's so hot, dude. We went on a date. Please don't kill her. And then they don't kill her. And then Jimmy's like, please, let's just Steven Universe this out. And she's like, okay, Jimmy, we'll Steven Universe it out. And then Amanda Waller's like, let's Luthor. All of your robots, those were at 10% working capacity, and they almost took them down, the superhumans. That's awesome. Let's get all of our funding on these big-ass robots to take down Superman. And that's the end of that episode.
All right. Very intense.
Very intense episode right there.
And then does it end with them meeting back up with Superman?
No, with Kara, because she was floating in space crying after she realized she genocided.
But then Superman was kidnapped at the end of the last.
Yeah. So both episodes have met up, and
so now we're moving into the season finale.
Penultimate.
Yeah. So it's probably gonna be them saving Superman. They get back to Earth and they have to beat up the robots.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I feel like Brainiac is probably gonna be more of a threat.
Yeah, but what about a bald guy?
Bald guy? He's not bald yet.
Okay, but what if he like gets bald? Then he's like 10 times stronger, right?
Dude, Lex doesn't have any powers, which is super funny.
I thought his power was inversely correlated to the amount of hair he has.
Oh, it might be. I didn't think about that. But like Lex in the comics doesn't have any powers. He just has money. He's like evil Batman.
Okay, what if he sells the hair he has?
Didn't think about that. I did not think about that. Well, let's move on from Superman unless you have any concluding thoughts.
I do not, since I have not watched it.
What do we have next? The Incredibles, another superhero-related thing.
Guess who watched this?
Probably you, because I said we were alternating movies and stuff.
So, this movie is good.
Yeah, made by the guy that made Tomorrowland.
It was. Solid film.
Yeah. I mean, you rewatched it, I assume,
did
right?
rewatch it, so I don't know, like,
just
what
because you were on a plane?
I was on a plane, yes.
And you watched The Incredibles?
And I was just like, wow.
Did you know this is, like, the only Pixar movie without the Pizza Planet truck?
Yes.
Wow.
I watched a video where some guy went insane trying to find it.
Because they forgot to put it there. What a good classic movie.
Yeah.
God damn it, Brad Pitt. Why would you fucking do that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you care about one specific car?
Yeah, so Incredible, I do think it's kind of overhyped.
Rewatching it, I was like, this kind of feels overhyped.
I mean, it's really good.
I was like
No
feeling
doubt.
that like through like the first part of it, and then it like got to like the running on water scene, and I'm like, okay, no, this is really hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the climax scene isn't that hype.
Yeah, I
Like
feel
the final fight with the robot.
I feel like the best scene is like the running on water, like the fighting in the jungle.
Yeah. All right, is that all you got for this one?
That's all I got.
Dumbo! Uh-oh!
Oh.
Now, Beck, have you watched Dumbo?
Trying to think about a way where I could say I've watched it where I haven't actually watched it. I've been on the Dumbo ride.
Great. So, Dumbo is a 1940s Disney movie, animated Disney movie from the 1940s.
So keep in mind, this is during World War II.
That does not apply in this movie at all. So, this movie fucking sucks ass. This is a terrible movie.
Okay, but what if they made it live action?
I don't know, because I haven't seen it.
I want to see you watch that, see if it's better or worse.
I want to know how, because this... So
like,
Dumbo,
imagine Dumbo, but they took out all the songs.
Imagine Dumbo, but they took out all the racism and the songs. Okay, so that leaves you with 30 minutes of movie. Because this movie's an hour long, half of it's racism. And then, what do you do for another... Because the live action's like 2.5 hours.
I think you have a elephant that flies.
So, let's get into Dumbo, because I want to explain this movie, because this movie's fucked up.
Okay.
So, this movie starts with storks coming and giving every animal at the Casey Jr. Circus some animal babies. Thanks, storks. And we have a stork song, and every animal gets something except for this one elephant, and she's sad. She really wanted a baby.
If only there was some other way for her to get a baby.
There's no male elephants. So then it's daytime now, and there's a Casey Jr. Circus Train song where they load up the Casey Jr. Circus Train, and then it chugs along.
And they sing about the... I already forgot
Casey Jr. going down the line. I don't fucking know. So then another stork comes and he delivers a baby elephant to the mom.
He was late.
He was late, and he sings "Happy Birthday" to the baby, even though none of the other storks did that. So
this is Dumbo the elephant.
No. The mom names him Jumbo Jr. because the mom is named Jumbo. So she's like, "This is Jumbo Jr." And all the other elephants,
and he's bad at saying it, and that's why he's called
and all
Dumbo.
the elephants are like, "Wow, what a cute little elephant baby," because his ears are wrapped behind him, so they can't tell that he has big ass ears. So they're like, "What a cute little baby!" And then he sneezes because one of the elephants tickles him, and his ears pop out, and they're like, "Whoa, this guy's got funny looking ears," and start yanking on it, and then the mom elephant slaps her across the face, and then she's like, because Jumbo and Dumbo don't speak in this movie.
What?
Yeah. So
how do you have a movie?
that's a great question. So So the mom slaps the elephant and they're like, yo, that was uncalled for. All we did was make fun of your newborn and pull on its ears. Wow. We don't even care about Jumbo. And then the main mean elephant lady, she's like, Jumbo, I think you mean Dumbo. Oh.
Wow.
So he's been given the name Dumbo by this fucking mean ass elephant lady. So then they go to the circus, and so this is when we have the 3-minute slavery song. So let me pull up the lyrics to this song because I really want to talk about this. So this movie is like when Disney Plus first came about. This movie was stuck with this movie contains racist depictions of people.
Yeah.
And these are not okay. Hold on, what is the song called?
I think just look up Dumbo slavery song. You might be able to find it.
Dumbo lyrics. All right, so this is while they're setting up the tent. They like pull up. It's raining. It's pouring. The elephants
The old man is
and
snoring.
the black people have to set up the tent in the rain. The lyrics are hike, 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 hike. We work all day. We work all night. We never learned to read or write.
Oh my
We're
God.
happy-hearted roustabouts. When other folks have gone to bed, we slave until we're almost dead. Great. How about this one? We don't know when we get our pay, and when we do, we throw our pay away. When we get our pay, our children say, with happy hearts, it's circus day today. Muscles aching, back near breaking, eggs and bacon's what we need. Boss man's hounding, keep on pounding for your bed and feed. There ain't no let up, must get set up, pull that canvas, drive that stick, want to doze off, get them clothes off, but must keep awake. Great slavery song, guys. This is 5 minutes into the movie. Maybe
so we
7.
got a lot more to go.
So, okay, well, we only have like half the movie left. So
Okay.
now that they've set up the tent, the circus happens, and nothing happens. So then, the ring mat. Oh yeah, no, this is what happens. They set up a petting zoo with the elephants, and a kid pulls on Dumbo's ears and yells into his ears and just harasses Dumbo. And the mom fucking kills him and other people around them, and they lock her in jail.
Oh,
They
no.
lock Dumbo's mom in jail.
I thought they killed Dumbo's mom.
No, she's alive. So they lock her in jail, and Dumbo's sad because his mom's in jail. That's his only character trait, is that his mom's in jail and he's sad. And he's also dumb and a baby. So then he's sad and crying, and then the ringleader, he's hanging out, and he's like, or no, all the elephants are hanging out, and they're like, oh, Dumbo, what a fucking loser. We're gonna ignore him. And then the mouse comes in, and he's like, no, I'm missing something. No, yeah, the guy comes in, the ringmaster comes in, he's like, I have a great idea. We're gonna stack all 17 elephants on top of each other while they're standing on a ball, and then the mouse comes in. The mouse has he comes in and he's like, oh, I've got an idea. I'm gonna whisper climax into his ear a couple times and say that Dumbo's gonna be the climax. The mouse talks, and also all the elephants are scared of him. I don't think the mouse has a
So
name.
Dumbo's the only elephant that doesn't talk?
And his mom doesn't talk. So the mouse is like, Ringmaster, you gotta put Dumbo. Dumbo's gonna be a climax. Dumbo! It sounds like Bugs Bunny. So then they stack all the elephants on the balls when he comes back awake, and then he puts Dumbo on the top. But Dumbo doesn't climb to the top because Dumbo's fucking stupid and has big-ass ears. And everyone dies. So then they kill everyone. And Dumbo's sad because they killed everyone. But then the mouse is like, don't worry, Dumbo. It's okay. We'll get him next time. And then Dumbo becomes a clown because he fucked up the entire circus.
Ooh.
So then they put him in the top of a 20-foot drop, and they clown around, and he does clown shit. And then he's sad because he did clown shit. So then Dumbo's sad, but then he goes to see his mom, so he's happy again. But then they come back and they're like, don't worry, Dumbo. We just saw your mom. It's okay, but let's get some water. And also the clowns, because they thought their act was super fucking funny, they drank a lot of champagne, but they poured some champagne in a bucket on accident.
Oh no.
So Dumbo drinks out of the champagne bucket and gets drunk and so does the mouse. So then they have a drunk fever dream.
You really like fever
lasts
dreams
for
this
5
week.
minutes. A 5-minute sequence called Pink Elephants on Parade. This is the only sequence you need to watch in the movie because it is very, very well animated, but it's super fucking scary. And if you watch this as a kid, you'd probably have nightmares because it's really scary. But it's really good looking. So then they have a fever dream and they wake up in a tree. And they're being made in front of these by these crows.
Did they find the kid from Craig of the Creek in there?
No, they didn't. But they wake up in a tree. And these crows are making fun of them. They're like, yo, why are you in a tree, bro? And then this guy, my favorite Disney character, he's a crow, aptly named Jim Crow. And Jim Crow is a stereotypical black man as a crow. What a movie.
What a
movie, guys. So Jim Crow is like, I ain't never seen an elephant fly. And then they do an elephant fly song because they're like, how did Dumbo get into the tree? He couldn't climb up the tree. He couldn't jump up the tree. Of course he must have flown up the tree because he has big-ass ears. So then they have a song. And then they give Dumbo the feather, like a feather, because they're like, shh, we'll pretend like the feather's magic. And then he can fly. And then he flies with the feather. And they're like, whoa, you can fly with the feather! And then they go to the circus and he's a clown still. And they put him in the thing, but it's like 1,000 feet now. And he's falling, but he lost the feather. Oh no, but he can actually fly. He can do it for real, and then he flies.
Yo, like the picture.
Do you want to know how long Dumbo the Flying Elephant flies in this god-awful movie?
2 minutes?
Probably. He probably flies for 2 minutes in this movie. The movie ends now. The movie's over. He flies one time and the movie's over. Do you see this feather in this picture here?
Oh.
The one on the poster? The one that shows up in the last 2 minutes of the movie? Great, isn't it? So Dumbo becomes famous and then the movie ends. This movie's so bad.
Is like the mom let out of prison?
No. He doesn't see his mom. He sees his mom one time in this movie.
Ooh.
So Dumbo is now famous and he can fly, I guess. But we don't know that because the movie ended and it was shit. Why is it only 60 minutes long? Why is half of it racism? I do not, for the life of me, know.
And it was as good as Dune 2.
Do not watch Dumbo, guys.
He gave it the same rating he gave Dune 1.
Yeah, I did give it the same rating as I gave Dune 1. Well, because Dune 1 is boring as fuck.
So Dune 1 is on par with the half-racist hour movie.
Now, here's the thing, though. When I was watching the half-racist movie, I was literally sitting with my jaw wide open because it was racist as shit. And I forgot about that. Yeah, but I don't think we should be calling our characters Jim Crow. I don't know how they're
I do not think that was a good
Alright, let's go to something way cooler.
Yo!
My Hero Academia!
Yeah, this coolest show around. Aiden has called this the coolest show.
I've definitely not called it the coolest show around. So, Beck, why don't you tell me about the
Okay,
episode
since we're running low on topics, we have decided to talk about My Hero Academia this week.
Yeah.
But the problem with My Hero Academia week by week is half the episode is just explaining what happened in the last episode.
I like it. I love it. Let's keep doing it.
Okay. So, no, I mean like in the show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Let's keep doing it.
So, what happened in this one? We get basically 3 new pieces of info. Woo-hoo. So in the end, there's like the big thing where it's like, the villain guy, he has his quirks erased. He's fine. But then he grows 10,000 arms out of his arm and uses that as a weapon. And we're like, okay, how does he do that? It's like every time he steals a quirk, he like steals the arms of the people and absorbs them. Aiden, this is anime for you.
Yeah, no, I know anime. I've seen anime.
So that's what we know, and then he just fights a bunch of people. That's his whole thing this episode. Nothing new interesting happens.
Nothing new interesting.
And then the other thing was like, we got Deku. He was supposed to be fighting the bad villain guy, but the simp vampire murder girl kidnapped him instead. So now he's stuck with the vampire girl on this island away from where he should be fighting the main bad guy.
No.
So this whole episode is him being like, wow, I need to get there. Should I go there? I should go there. And then he leaves. That's the end of the episode.
What a good episode.
And then he has to fight the vampire girl that loves him.
No.
And then she's like, I love you. He's like, what? You like me? You're trying to kill me. She's like, no, but I really like you. I just really want to drink your blood.
That's really hot.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And that's about it that happens.
That's a good episode, it sounds like.
It felt very... I like the last couple episodes a lot more. It's kind of annoying because they're like, I want you to go get to the interesting stuff, but you're spending so much time explaining, wow, this stuff I already know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like, I like get it when you're like binging an anime. It like makes sense. But it's doing it week by week. It just makes you so like, what's the point in like watching this? I'm like, I've waited a week to get 2 new pieces of information.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
then
just like wait on it.
But I also just like really like the show, so
Fair enough.
I'm willing to just watch it.
Yeah.
And then my main problem is I watch it dub, which I get bullied for a lot.
Ain't no way.
And the dub is always like 1 episode behind the sub, so I can like never like be fully caught up, and I can never like be like, oh wow, that's so cool, or like see all this stuff because it's people watching the sub a week earlier.
That's your fault though.
It is my fault.
That's your
But
fault.
also, I watched the second half of the last season in sub, and I hated it. Because I've been listening to the same voices for these characters for 6 seasons, and now it's like a different voices.
Yeah.
So that's annoying.
I think it makes... If you're gonna rewatch the show ever, you should watch it in the other... in Japanese. Because that does make for a good experience. Like, like when I watch a JoJo rewatch it, I watch it in English. Because I know what the Japanese voices sound like, but the English voices are like just as good, if not like more iconic in some scenes. I don't know.
And like my also problem is they like were teasing at the end of the episode that the episode for this week, it's gonna be all backstory.
Woo!
You gotta love that. An
Backstory.
entire episode of backstory.
I love backstory. Don't you love some backstory?
I love backstory, especially interrupting the main plot that's interesting.
Woo! Backstory.
Alright, should we move on to?
Yeah, but I have a story real quick. Actually.
You do have a
I have
story?
some backstory myself.
Does it relate to anime?
It might. So I'm wearing this shirt, right? The Sonic
Oh my
Symphony
God.
World Tour shirt. Now
I think I know the said story.
you do know the said story.
I do know the
So
said
I recall, I went in January, right? Now at this concert, about halfway through, they stopped playing the like orchestral symphony arrangements, and they turned it into a rock show, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't have like Jun Sonoe, the main like.
They didn't have Crush 40?
They didn't have all of Crush 40. They just had Jun Sonoe, but he only came out for like 2 songs. For the rest of the songs, we had this lady, Casey Lee Williams. She was the one that was doing the vocals for all of those songs. And she introduced herself by saying that she was the vocalist for RWBY. So that's my segue into RWBY. This is my kind of unrelated tangent that leads right into it.
Did they do
RWBY!
Did they do Caffeine?
No, they just did Sonic songs at the Sonic
they should have done
concert.
Caffeine.
But she did get a lot of claps for RWBY, so that was good.
Yeah.
So anyway, RWBY Volume 2, Beck watch Volume 1.
I
So
will
let's
give my
recap that
quickest
first.
thoughts on Season 1.
Yeah.
I felt like the season did not have a lot of cohesion.
No.
It ended very abruptly.
Yes.
It felt like stuff wasn't explained very well. Like, I don't really necessarily have a full understanding of Dust, even at the end of
I
season
don't have
2.
an understanding of Dust or Semblance.
So, my current theories about it is Dust somehow augments magic and or weapons.
I read the first little blip on on the wiki, and it was kind of like that.
Yeah, where it's like you can like put white or like ice dust in your sword, and then it'll like do ice stuff.
Yeah, I thought dust, because I wasn't really paying attention in the first episode,
Yeah.
that dust was like the thing that everything was made out of.
Yeah,
But it's definitely not that. Things are just made of
I think.
life and
Yeah,
evil.
and then semblances are just like once you're good enough with aura, you get a semblance.
Oh, semblance is part of aura?
Well, I remember it was like Kira was saying to John, like, "Oh, you should keep practicing your aura. We'll find your semblance."
Oh, right. Okay,
I don't know.
that maybe makes sense. But they also don't explain aura very
They do
well.
not. All they say is it guards you.
Yeah, I thought it was just force field.
It is basically just that.
Maybe it's not, though.
But yeah,
Also, they only, like, really talk... They only introduce one aura properly.
whose?
Blake's.
Oh yeah.
All the other ones just kind of...
Yeah, no, I swear. Yeah, it was so. You mean not
And
aura,
Pure.
semblance?
Semblance, yeah.
Yeah.
Blake's and, like, Pura's are the only ones they actually...
Yeah, and so
That's
you have
her
to kind of
semblance.
like guess where it's like, okay, well, there was
Well,
like,
they outright say that RWBY can run fast, and Weiss has her
Glyphs, yeah.
the glyphs, which I don't fucking get that at all. What is
Yeah.
her ability actually?
and then Yang can just
Get mad
get mad.
and get like a power boost when it.
Yeah.
She basically has vibranium.
Yeah. And like we don't even know any of like the side characters,
No.
like Nora, Ren.
No one gives a shit about Nora Wren.
I like Nora.
I like Nora also. I really like her hammer.
And also, oh dude, the hammer is so cool.
the hammer's the coolest.
Like
going.
anytime she's in battle, she just has like the coolest weapons.
Yeah. So we should talk about.
I really like
yeah.
Penny,
Penny's cool.
and I did spoil for Aiden last week that she was a robot.
Now
But I mean, in the end of season 1, she literally opens up her back and has stuff come out of it. So I mean, it was kind of obvious that she was a robot.
Now, I do want to say this, and that's the part where I forgot that Beck said that to me, and so I gaslit myself into thinking that that he didn't tell me that, and that I just figured that out on my own,
Wow.
which is really funny in my opinion.
No, because you were like, I'm like, oh, you Penny the robot? Like, she's a robot? I'm like, no, she acts like a robot, because I was trying to save myself there,
Yeah.
because I didn't know if it was actually a spoiler.
I mean, it was a spoiler.
It was a spoiler. I just thought.
Here, I'm trying to bring up.
Yeah.
You want to go? When you want
I think the funniest thing in the entire show is like at the last couple episodes, we just get Weiss in her racist arc, and you literally get 3 times where it's like, we need to find this fucking degenerate.
she does.
And then someone goes to a different conversation. He pulls out a photo of him. This fucking dumbass. Where is he?
Okay, it's a
It's
really
like,
crude
it's like
drawing.
stop calling him a
That's
dumbass. I'm
really
like,
funny.
told me to call the fucking trash can a trash can. This guy's a fucking asshole.
So bad, dude. It's terrible.
It's just like her only thing is just saying that repeatedly.
Weiss is a terrible character. I hate her. Okay, I don't hate her, but she's like, I hate her.
She is like, I don't know. It's like hard to like think about like Weiss and Blake is like being enjoyable to watch because
No,
I feel like Blake is
Weiss is just a bitch.
way
and
too
Blake-
emo and like distant, and I'm like, dude, you're taking this stuff way too
Talk to your
serious.
friends, dude.
Talk to your friends, and then Weiss is just being an asshole to everyone every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Should we just go through every episode
Okay, yeah.
individually of Volume 2?
I really don't like Jean right now. He's very annoying.
No, he's like my favorite
Oh.
guy. He's really funny.
He is funny. He's like a bit annoying.
He's really stupid.
He's really stupid. And that's just kind of annoying.
He's a fucking bimbo.
He's like
That's great.
He's like comically stupid. And like takes me out of it.
I know. I get.
Where it's like you don't know basic stuff about like how this world works that like everyone would know. You know, it's like be like. What's dust?
What's
a
dust?
sword do?
What does? Oh man, what a guy. So let's just go through each episode. First episode, best day ever.
So
it's-
we get the 3 new villains to introduce.
Yeah, so it starts off with these 2 characters, Emerald and Mercury, and they kill a guy
They kill a Faunus because he wasn't in the White Fang.
because he wasn't in the White Fang. They kill him.
And then they meet up with Fire Girl.
I don't remember her name.
I don't remember her name
And
either.
then-
Do we even know her name?
Yeah, we know her name. It's like Flame something.
Flama.
It's like Flame Scarlet or
Flame
I
Scarlet.
don't remember her fucking name.
Dude, wait. A bit of a spoiler, or skipping ahead. I was so confused because they randomly, in like one of the last episodes, is like, guys, there was this big war and all of art was banned, so they started naming their children colors. What the fuck?
We'll get back to the lore drop.
But I'm just like,
We'll get back to the big lore drops. So this episode, they kill him and they go back to like Norman Flame Switch or whatever his name is.
Tinkle.
His name is not Tinkle.
Tyndall Flame. Candlelight. Something. Torchlight.
Torchlight, yeah.
Torch burn.
Oh fuck. His first name is Norman.
Something with candles and burning.
Norman Fire Guy. So he's like, you children, I had sex with your mom last night. And then they're like, Guy, don't say that. And then Flame Woman comes up and she's like, hey yo, why did they have to take care of that? They shouldn't be doing that. You should have done that. He's like, hello, look at all the dust I've got. And nothing happens with that.
Yeah, no, why was he getting the dust?
So then
was he gonna make like a bomb or something?
So then it cuts to Sun Wukong and he has this blue hair friend. His name is Neptune. And he's really...
They love naming characters after planets.
Now, because they run out of colors. So they introduce Neptune, and he walks like a PNG, and it's very funny. He has like 3 frames of animation every time he's on screen.
Okay, yeah. It is crazy to me how the animation differs.
Yeah, it did get way better.
My favorite thing is they start the season, like season 1, is just every background character is a black outline. So to be in season 2, they just have so many crowd shots to be like, guys, we have actual background.
We have characters. So and Sun Wukong is like, I can't wait for you to meet all my friends that I met last season that I only met 2 of, technically. I only really met Blake.
Yeah.
But like, look at all my friends, and all of them are having a food fight together.
This, let me say, RWBY might have the best fight scenes of like any show I can remember.
RWBY cooks when it comes to fighting.
They fucking cook. It is crazy to me because you will have like the worst animation of like, imagine this is a slope and she just goes like this.
She does do that.
She does that, and then you will have like the best choreographed fight scene I've seen in my entire life.
Because they had somebody else do it.
Literally. But this one I think is really cool because it's good at reintroducing all of the characters.
And all of their weapons.
And like all their weapons, like they use different foods like gauntlets or like swords. And then I also think it like shows them like doing a lot more like fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're like just shows a lot more of like personality. Like one of my favorite scenes in season 1 was like when they're all getting launched into the forest and like the different ways each of them lands.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a cool, like gave them a lot of personality.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one was like a really fun scene where you could see them all like messing around. And it was like crazy, like they had like cans flying over the place.
Yeah, they used the 2 semblances that actually do stuff. They used them in this episode. Like there was a bunch of cans.
You're literally like
RWBY creates a tornado because she like runs really fast.
The funniest thing to me is like the whole thing with Pyrrha is like, guys, I must hide my semblance. I'm also gonna throw 10,000 cans of food at you.
True.
If anyone sees that, you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, that was good, and then Glenda Goodwich comes in, and she's like, how dare you? And
she somehow has the magic power to clean up any mess with, like, one thing.
I don't get what her thing is.
No, I swear her semblance is cleaning.
What did she do?
No, because, like, the finale battle was, like, the rubble everywhere. She was like, it's all fixed to the default now.
Yeah, but it's... Well, there's another character that has a fucked up ability, and I don't know what, like, her whole thing is.
Yeah.
It's the Flame Lady. So what happens in episode 2? Oh yeah,
we get the general guy.
Yeah, James whatever.
Stonewall.
Yeah, James Stonewall.
Basically, there are 4 kingdoms. They have a fragile peace, and they're doing a tournament between like the main magic schools of the 4 countries.
Yeah.
But one guy brought an entire armada military with him, and the guy was like, that's not cool. We're at peace.
It says Ozpin, whose name I finally remembered.
He looks so much like fucking Gojo. It's crazy.
Dude, that's what Yahir was saying.
The fucking white hair, the glasses. I'm watching JJK at the same time.
Yeah.
Bro.
So Ozpin is like, why'd you bring the whole military? He's like, because there's bad shit happening. He's like, fair enough. And then Ruby shows up and she's like, Ayo, it's me, Ruby. And then they talk to Ruby and they're like, hey, Ruby, what happened? How did you find the bad guys? And Ruby's like, oh, you know.
You are skipping ahead 7
Is that not this episode?
You are skipping ahead 7
Oh, right, I am. Never mind. I thought this was the same.
It's a different time they're all talking.
It's a different time when these same characters are talking in a room together.
Okay.
What actually happened? Oh, yeah, they play cards.
Oh, yeah.
They play a card game.
And then Weiss has a crush on Neptune, but Jean has a crush on Weiss.
Whoa.
But Weiss hates
Jean.
And
also Pyrrha.
And Pyrrha loves Jean.
But Jean is too stupid to realize.
Yeah.
What a good.
Wow, crazy.
And
then is Blake is already very moody because
Blake is moody and then she
That's
leaves.
her entire thing this season.
Is that she hates
everyone. And
so we have a flashback where Blake, after attacking the White Fang, gets taken to the side by Ozpin, and Ozpin is like, you didn't go to school, and you're really good at fighting, and you knew where the White Fang was.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. No. All right, you're super sick. You can stay at the school. And then you can always find me if you need to talk.
Yep.
And then everyone comes in and they're like, Blake.
One thing I do want to clarify.
Yeah.
I did not watch the trailers.
I didn't
but
either.
I know what happened.
I skimmed through them because I didn't want to watch them.
Yeah.
And I skimmed through the Ruby's doesn't matter.
No, because she's at the grave.
Oh, of her mom.
She's at the grave of her mom.
Oh, I didn't pay attention. And then the next one, Weiss is singing, and then she fights a big guy, and then she sings.
And then Blake's is she hijacks.
Blake is last.
Oh.
No, Blake is
Yang.
next. Blake is next. No, Blake's comes last.
Okay, Yang is breaking into a nightclub, and that's it.
Why did she break into the nightclub?
I don't know. I did not watch it. I just know she breaks into a nightclub. She
grabs a guy's balls and then fights twins. And then she robs a train with this guy, but then the guy is evil.
And then
she fights the guy,
and then she runs away.
Yeah. And then we get the backstory for that in this scene after fucking Weiss points at her. She points and she says, Weiss! Or she says, Blake! Stop! What are you doing?
And she's like standing on a chair.
Some dumbass shit, and Blake is like, oh man.
Oh, you like said last season that you'd tell us everything.
And then Blake gets all moody, and Ruby's like, nah, we're a team.
Yeah. That's what they've been doing for the past all of the show.
Yeah.
Guys, we need to be a team.
And then Ruby's like, oh shit, I forgot the board game. And she goes out, she's like, hey, new students, you're actually supposed to be at the other dorm over there, but it's actually Emerald and Mercury and the Flame Girl.
Yes.
I thought the Flame Girl was an adult. I don't know how she's at this school.
I also thought she was an adult. I guess she looks young.
Wow, what's the next episode? Okay, yeah, they're like, okay, we gotta go find the White Fang ourselves, because no one else is gonna do it.
Yes.
So, Ruby goes with Weiss, because...
Oh, is this the Penny one?
This is the Penny episode.
Okay, so Ruby is going exploring, and she finds...
No, well, we have to... Hold on. The teams are, in this episode...
Yeah.
Yang and Neptune.
Yep.
Weiss and Ruby. Blake and Sun Wukong.
And then Weiss just dips.
Yeah, and no, not Weiss dips. Ruby dips.
Oh, Ruby dips.
Ruby dips and finds Penny, and she's like, "Hey, Penny, where did you go?"
Penny, best character.
And Penny is like, "I can't talk to you. My dad won't let me." And she's like, "Why not?" And she's like, "Yo, you know what? I'm a robot."
Yep.
And that's what Ruby does. And Weiss,
she's the first robot that can have aura.
True. How does that make sense? Who fucking knows?
Well, it's cool.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I also think she has the coolest weapons.
Yeah, but hers isn't a gun.
Okay. But still, it's like hella cool where it's like the knives and they're connected with like strings.
Yeah.
Okay, but also the nunchuck guns.
Yes, I think Sun Wukong has like the coolest weapon also.
Okay, and then Neptune also has like a really cool one.
His is just a spear.
It's just a spear.
This is just a spear.
But it's blue, so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Weiss goes to like the Schnee headquarters, and she's like, "Hey, person, can I have these documents?" And she's like, "Ayo, these are kind of sensitive documents. Are you sure you don't want to talk to your dad?" And she's like, "No, I'm okay." But then she's sad. She wants to talk to her dad, but they don't do anything with that.
Well, we know she kind of hates her dad.
That is true. We do know she kind of hates her dad. But that's what happens in that episode.
No, because then because we have Blake.
No, but that's literally the next.
It's a two-parter.
It's 2 episodes.
I forgot. See, like the thing with these episodes is like they'll cover like the stuff that's like you'd be like, oh, this is the start, middle, end of an episode. That'd be 3 episodes.
Yeah, but they don't.
Yeah.
So the next episode, Yang,
Weiss and Blake.
It starts with Yang first.
Oh my god! So Yang goes to the nightclub and like, where's Torchfire Guy?
Yeah.
I don't know where Torchfire Guy.
He
is.
killed all my guys. He killed all my men, and then they leave.
That's it.
And so Blake and Sun Wukong go to the rally for the white.
The Faunus rally.
Yeah.
And they're like, we will kill all the humans.
And then like, yeah. But then Torchwood guy sees them, and he's like, they're good guys. And they try to kill him, but they turn off the lights because he can't see in the dark.
He gets in. The big thing that was set up is now there are giant mechs because the military guy got here. So he gets in the giant mech, and then we have
the fight scene.
A chase where all the members meet up at the docks, and then they fight the giant robot.
And apparently there's normal-ass cars in this universe. I didn't think that there would be normal-ass gasoline cars in this universe.
I am, like, confused at, like, what technology-wise is supposed to take place.
I thought this took place on Earth, I'll be honest. Or at least some future version of it.
Yeah.
But I guess it just takes place in a magical world.
Okay, but it
takes place in Remnant.
But they also, like, have a big thing where, like, all cell communications are handled through one tower.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have cell phones.
You know what? I don't think they're cell phones. I think they're just a brick that does whatever they need it to.
That never has service. Because the only time RWBY tries calling people, it fails every single time.
Well, they are in an abandoned wasteland.
They are.
So what happens in this episode? Pura fights the bully team.
Oh, yeah.
And then she wins.
I think this was a cool one where it was like the villain was trying to figure out her semblance.
Yeah, and then
they had like a battle, and then he was able to figure it out.
He has gun boots. Mercury has gun boots, so that's like super original. Good for him. But he finds out her semblance, and then what fucking happens in this episode? What even is happening in this like last sequence of the episode?
What is this?
John tries to ask out Weiss, and it doesn't work because Weiss hates him.
Wow.
And then John goes and trains with Pura, and he's like, you know, Pura, I really want to bang Weiss.
And then
what can I do?
Like,
and Pura's like,
Pura, you have men swooning over you to go to prom. You know, I would wear a dress if no one went with you to prom.
Yeah, and so Pura gives some good advice to our friend John here,
which is tell the truth.
Tell the truth, and then he goes to Weiss, but Weiss is actually being asked out by Neptune. No, that's next episode.
Weiss is asking out Neptune.
Yeah, Weiss is asking out Neptune, and I don't know, what do they do?
The villain guys are saying, we know the semblance now.
Oh yeah, that was at the end. So then, oh man, I watched the next.
It is funny how they just call it polarity, where I'm like, wouldn't you just like call that magnetism? You like use the specific name Pura has for it?
Yeah, so then there's a dance.
Oh,
Weiss and
3 episodes.
Weiss and Yang
to this dance
are hosting a dance for the school. They're in charge, and Blake doesn't want to go because she's a little bitch. So Yang does something racist as fuck and gets a laser pointer.
Oh,
and baits Blake.
It is kind of. I was like, wow.
And baits Blake over, and she's like, "All right, Blake, you gotta go to the dance." And Blake is like, "Nuh-uh." And then
But then, like,
John,
some
then it's
calling
John.
is like,
No, now it's John's turn to be gay. So John pulls aside Ren, the person who he's never talked to, that's on his team.
oh yeah, no, I feel like that's pretty funny. He's like, you know, Ren, we've never talked to each other, but I consider you one of my closest friends.
Mm-hmm. And Ren is like butt ass naked now.
He is.
And he's like, you know, I want to
And
ask.
then Nora's in the scene.
Yeah, I want
She's
to
fun.
ask Weiss out. Yeah, we kind of skipped ahead a little bit. He's like, I want to ask Weiss out. How do I do that?
It's like you pulled Nora. How did you do it? And it was like, you didn't pull. You didn't pull me.
Nora. He fucking hates Nora. And then this is when Pura.
And I'm like confused. The team captain doesn't know that they're not dating.
and then Pura says you should tell the truth. And then Nora is like, wow, you're one to talk.
yeah,
I think Nora's super fucking funny.
Nora is really funny.
There's this bit
She's not in it enough.
There's this bit in the second episode where after they're like playing, after they play the board game or whatever, Blake leaves because she's moody and Nora just says, women. Why did she say that?
She's a woman.
Why did she say that? I thought John would say that. Why did
Yeah.
fucking Nora say it? She's funny as hell.
Bro.
So then Yang pulls Blake aside. She's like, Blake, my mom is missing. Ruby's mom is dead. Our dad is super distant. I understand that you want to go find the white thing, but just slow down. And she's like, I don't want to stop. And she said, I didn't say stop! I said slow down!
You broke the fucking mic.
Okay, I said, I didn't say stop. I said slow down. And so, and then that's basically what happens. Yang gets super fucking pissed in this scene.
Yeah. And then what else is happening?
We get backstory about her mom and how she disappeared.
Yeah, and how she was also called Rose, right?
Her last name was Rose.
Yeah.
No, that's Ruby's mom. Ruby's mom is Rose.
Scarlet Rose.
Yeah, that's Ruby's mom. And then Yang's
another name.
Whoa.
Have a color. Wow.
Whoa. And then so Sun Wukong goes to the dance with Blake because Blake got yelled at a lot by Yang. And then Ruby shows up and she's in high heels. And then Blake and Yang dance together because they're lesbians. And then Ruby does.
But now the next episode.
No. We're missing an important
Oh
part.
my god, what is happening here?
She talks to Ozpin, and Ozpin is like, "You Ruby, you can't always be fighting. You gotta go out there and enjoy yourself." And she's like, "You know what?
Ruby doesn't
No.
really like fighting.
She hates talking to people." And then the bad guys show up.
And they go to the dance.
Yeah, so then this next episode fucking sucks.
Okay.
But it's also really funny.
So Jorn is sad.
Jorn?
John.
Who the fuck is Jorn?
His name's so hard to say.
John?
John.
John
is sad because he's not going to the dance with Weiss.
Because
then he sees Neptune. Neptune's like, have fun with Weiss. Neptune is like, oh, I didn't have enough confidence to ask her out. He's like, you fucking... Weiss asked you out and you didn't say yes? The baddest bitch in school asked you out and you didn't say yes?
And he's like, yeah, I'm Mr. Cool.
But I
cool
can't
girl.
dance.
I can't move along to the rhythm. And
But then John's like...
Bro, and then Neptune's like, you know what, John, you're so cool for telling me that information that Pura taught you that you didn't follow.
No, we've been told this piece of information, I think 4 separate times.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
And no one's followed it yet.
Yeah.
So then Neptune walks away to go ask Weiss out, and Pura, John finds Pura, and he's like, "Whoa, Pura, you're so hot. Can I say that? Is your day gonna beat you up and beat me up?" And she's like, "John, nobody went with me. Nobody likes me because I'm too famous. You thought I was from cereal when you met me. That was awesome." And then he's like, "Wow, that was crazy." And then he leaves the dance, and he comes back, and he's wearing a dress like he said he would because
yes,
didn't
and
do
then
anything.
we have a dance scene with all of them, and
It's
then
poorly animated.
and then the villain people are like, okay, everyone's at the dance, do your thing,
And then the fire flame girl
Fire Flame Lady runs
to the
very smoothly across the rooftops,
to the
and
yep. The worst animation you've ever seen.
I want to fucking pull up a clip and show it.
Great animation there. Yeah, so she runs to the Schnee headquarters for whatever she needs, and Ruby follows her because Ruby is antisocial. And so Ruby follows her there, and then nothing happens. I think she gets the information from the place, or maybe she doesn't. What'd she do?
No, she hacks into the system.
Yeah.
And puts like a chess piece on the thing.
Yeah. And then Ruby shows up and is like, I'm gonna fight you, and then they fight.
And then she turns around and she disappears.
So this is what I'm confused about.
Yeah.
What is her semblance? So she has a bow and arrow gun.
Yes.
And she can make glass.
Yes.
And she can do fire stuff.
Yes.
What is her glass ability? I thought, is the fire the semblance? Is the glass the semblance? Is neither the semblance?
When you combine sand with fire, you get glass.
Where does she get sand from?
Do you know what is similar in texture to sand?
What is similar in texture to sand? Rocks?
Dust.
No!
I actually don't know.
Where did the glass come from?
I don't know.
They don't even okay, the next episode is when Ruby has to explain herself to the one person, to like Ozpin and stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't know where the glass came from. They're like, yeah, the fire checks out. The person checks out. We don't know where the glass came from, but like whatever. So this episode, they're like, guys, we gotta go to the southeast. Where did they say the southeast thing again? I don't remember where that came from.
They were at the Faunus rally.
Was it the Faunus rally?
I think it was the Faunus rally.
Okay. Yeah, so they're like, guys, or Ruby's like, I think there's stuff happening in the southeast, and Ozpin and James Wonderwall and Glenda Goodwitch are like, very good. Thank you, Ruby. That's very important information that you just told us.
All right. We will now be sending teams to different parts of the world.
And then they're like, there's a thing for us that we can go to
okay, no, but let's first get into the speech. Because, you know...
Oh, but we did miss this important part.
Ozpin...
we missed an important part.
Oh my God.
They sent a dog in the mail.
They did send a dog in the mail.
The dad of Ruby and Yang sent their dog in the mail. So now there's a dog, and he's animated. Oh, wait. No, he's not. He's a 3D model that moves around.
Wow.
So Ruby brings the dog with them to the speech.
Let's
hear the speech, Beck.
Saturday Austin... He goes on stage.
That's a Toro Ozpin, but of course.
And then he goes
is future edit. I'm gonna make an image of Ozpin, but he has the blindfold on. Go. Wow, that looks like
killing
Gojo.
me in the editing. I'm not gonna remember all this time you have to cut to.
No, you'll be fine.
Okay. And then he does this whole speech where it's like, we have this peace festival. And in honor of the Peace Festival, we're sending all the Huntresses to war.
True!
Like, they have to go fight Grimm.
Yeah, that they
but
put
then he gives,
right after the dance.
Yeah.
The day
he gives
after.
a whole speech about how there was a war 80 years ago. Was that the Faunus War?
I have no idea.
Because, like, this is the war they were like, guys, they tried to ban art. And then we named children after colors to protest that.
I don't really know.
But then we won.
The world building sucks.
Yes.
So, yeah, but they won the color war. And now kids are just named after colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I also do love how, like, when they're at the Faunus rally, it's like the two Faunus, and then Bully gets explaining, like, you know all the stuff behind the Faunus backstory that you should know since you're a Faunus? I'm going to tell it to you.
Yeah, she does do that. At some point, Blake says that she had a guy named Adam, and they robbed a train together. Like the trailer.
Like in the trailer.
Yeah, and he's a bad guy. So anyway, they go to the rally, and they're like, oh, wow, a mission in the southeast. That's where we want to go to fight the bad guys. And then Gojo is like, you can't do that one because you're first level students. But how about we just let you anyways?
Yep.
Because we don't care about the safety of our students. So we're going to send you down there anyway.
We're going to send you into where we think the terrorists are camping out.
Knowing full well that you are going to try and stop the bad guys. Good on you, guy. So then they go, but they go with the coffee
but then
guy.
you get fast-talking coffee guy.
Yeah, they get fast-talking
who I thought
coffee
would be annoying, but was pretty funny.
He was actually a good character.
Yeah.
I really liked him. So what do? So then they go to the
Then they
place.
go there. They explain all the backstory behind the city and why it's overrun with grim.
And he talks to all the girls. Well, all the girls except Ruby. And they're like, "Why did you want to be?
Why do you
a
want to be a huntress?"
And Yang is like, because I wanted to travel but helping people, I could do that at the same time. And Weiss is like,
Weiss wants to be a good name in her family.
And Blake
legacy.
is like, I don't know, because I want to fight things.
Yeah.
And then they reconvene. They're like, I actually lied. That's not actually why I want to be a huntress. And then they just explain the things we already know.
Yeah.
But they haven't told each other yet. So then they do that. And Ruby's hanging out with the guy, and Ruby's like, hey, I have a question for you. He's like, is it why I'm asking everyone why they want to be a huntress? He's like, no, why do you want to be a hunter? He's like, you know what? Because I have big smart, and there's nothing else in the world I'd rather do. So literally it's a nothing burger of an episode.
Yep.
But they fight things, and also the dog is there.
Does she fall into the pit at the end of this one, or is that the next one?
That's this episode? Yeah, Ruby falls in a pit because she's stupid.
Ruby falls in a pit and she loses
Her scythe.
Crimson Moon.
Is that what the scythe is
It
called?
has a
You just
name.
make that up.
Crescent Rose.
Crescent Rose.
It's called
wow.
Crescent Rose.
Yeah, I think
that's like the one named weapon, I think.
they're all named.
They're all named. That's the only one I can remember. Because
I looked at the wiki of all the weapons because I got mad that they were all guns. Oh, we also
that's the one thing.
We also forgot to introduce a character, but we can introduce her later. It's fine.
I do want to say
about the gun weapons?
this in general is I always think it's kind of sad how when you watch a show you're like, oh, I get this, and then when you're making a show you do 10 times the world building, you're only gonna show a tenth of it.
Yeah.
So the wiki that has all the stuff the creators were like, wow, this sounds cool, but we can't explain the intricate workings of this weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what happens in this next episode? Ruby falls in a hole, and the bad guys find her. The bad guys are like, "We found a girl," and Norman is like, that's bad news." No, it's not. You want her there. You want to kill her.
Yeah.
Why did you say it's bad news? And Yang and Weiss and Blake are like, uh-oh. Ruby's gone.
I think we're an episode behind on your thing.
What do you mean?
What
What do you mean we're an episode behind?
This is when they're talking about how they want to be huntresses.
No, it's not, because
Yes, it
Ruby's not here.
No, Ruby wasn't in the conversation.
She was asleep.
No, she was doing watch.
No, she was asleep doing watch. She fell asleep.
Okay, fine. And then the guy's like, okay, load the trains, we're going now.
And then they find Ruby. They find her.
They find Ruby, and then now they're on a train, and the train's headed towards the main city.
Oh no!
And
Train heading more
there's a
towards
bunch
the
of bombs, and if it gets to the city, a ton of Grim will invade the city.
Oh no! Because actually, guys, all of the robots are on the train, but they blow up the train to get the Grim in. So why did they even put the robots on the train if they were just gonna do that?
Not a great plan.
Not a great plan. You just wasted a bunch of the robots that you had to steal because they aren't actually real yet.
Yep.
Why did they think that was a good idea? No idea.
Alright, so we have a bunch of fight scenes.
There's the thing on the train. I want to talk about one
There
thing.
is a woman with.
No, I want to talk about one thing before we talk about her. This is the worst weapon that I've seen in the show so far.
Is it fast talking?
My dog is outside. He's sitting outside. Hello, little dog. Oh wow.
Hello.
Get out of here.
We need to talk about RWBY.
So the fast talking coffee guy. What's his name again?
Fast talking coffee.
Yeah, so fast talking coffee guy. We should probably call him Dr. Fast Talking Coffee Guy. So he has a thermos that he's been carrying around.
Yeah.
A thermos, to drink out of.
To drink the fast talking
and
coffee.
It is actually a gun. It's actually a gun.
You're telling me that isn't cool?
No,
It's stupid, but it's cool.
It's stupid, but it's kind of cool. But also, why is it a thermos? And why is it not a regular gun, but a flamethrower?
Okay. Aiden, I want you to know this was an American-made show, so they had to have as many guns as possible.
They had a fourth kind of magic.
See, now
American magic.
Aiden watches on 4th of July, so all the guns.
I did watch it all.
Feel very
4th of July.
patriotic.
Real. So what happened? So Ruby and the fast talking coffee guy fight the things on the top, and then Ruby leaves, and the doctor fast talking coffee
He
guy.
hits the dog with the thermos, and
Yep.
he destroys a robot.
Yep, and the dog really liked that because the dog went to live with the doctor after that. So what does Blake and Weiss and Yang do?
Okay, so Yang is trying to beat up Pink Silent Girl with Umbrella.
Her name is Neo, like Neapolitan.
So she's trying to beat up Neo.
Do you want to know how much I know about Neo as a character?
I'm like,
So there's this fighting game called Blaze Blue Cross Tag
oh
Battle.
my god.
And there are 5 RWBY characters in this game.
Okay,
Ruby, Weiss, Blake, Yang, and this Neo character.
okay, based on what I've seen so far, this would not be my pick.
Not me either.
For the RWBY
Unless, so they were in Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle around season 6,
Yeah?
and then Neo was added later as DLC.
Ah.
So I don't know. So using my outer knowledge, I'm not sure how important Neo is gonna be, considering she was just shadow dropped in like an episode earlier. She didn't exist, and then she existed, and then did nothing, and then showed up in this episode.
Okay.
And Yang really wanted to fuck her up. And also, Yang is like way taller. Show the image.
My god, Aiden, you're killing me here.
Yeah, but look at that size difference. It's like they stretched the model. They just enlarged the model for Yang. What happened here? Anyway,
Alright.
Yang fights her.
Yep, and she loses. But then a random character we've never seen before comes out of a portal with a samurai sword. Neo is so scared that she runs away.
She doesn't run away. She glasses.
Glasses away.
She
The
fades.
villains love glass.
Yeah.
So she glasses away, and the woman goes back through the portal, and it is very obviously implied that it's her mom.
Yes, it is very obviously implied it's her mom.
Mhm.
Considering we know what her uncle looks like, and he looks exactly the fucking same.
Do we know what her
In the flashback where she...
Oh,
we forgot
yeah.
about the flashback where Yang, as like a 4-year-old,
Kidnaps her sister.
puts her in a wagon, and gets them killed.
Yep.
Their uncle shows up.
But
So-
then Crow.
yeah, their Uncle Crow, spelled with a Q, not Jim.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So,
And then, I don't know, Blake is beating
Yeah.
up Clockwork Orange guy because that was her only thing this season.
yep, and she beats him, but then Weiss gets body slammed by a guy with a chainsaw. Because they couldn't think of a
finally
character.
get to kill a
They
Schmidt.
couldn't think of a character important enough for Weiss to fight,
Yeah.
so they invented a guy that wanted to kill a Schnee.
Yeah.
I kind of liked him. I don't know why his chainsaw wasn't a gun. That made me mad. But Weiss loses super fucking badly. She gets
Doesn't make a
body
lot of
slammed.
sense. She has like all this magic and the guy has a chainsaw.
Yeah, she loses.
Yeah.
And Blake and Yang also loses, but then Blake kicks the main guy and defeats the chainsaw guy, and then they
But then
Climb out
the
of the thing.
train crashes
out of a wall like Madam Web and
into
her
the
van.
town center.
Into the town center, and there's a bunch of Grimm in town center now. And John wakes up to a phone call from Ruby, and it's a shit quality phone call, and he's like, "What happened?"
He should have gone to the telecommunications center.
You're so right. So now
right.
we're at the last episode of Ruby Volume 2.
I was very confused by what this episode was trying to do.
It was a fight scene, Beck.
So we have
Oh, sorry. Wait, Beck. You wanted a fight scene of the main characters
I
fighting,
did.
right? Oh, you wanted the
So,
main characters
guys,
fighting.
we know
instead of-
about 12 characters in this show.
Yes.
We know them all very well. We've seen them all fight.
Yes.
And then everyone's pulling up to this fight. The Grimm are coming up. They're doing cool
We
fighting.
got
I'm
Team
like,
Ruby. We got Team Juniper. And then Team Coffee shows up. The second years at Beacon, who
because I read the comments on the video on the episode, don't show up again, apparently.
So let me explain to you what we know about Team Coffee so far. We saw the bunny girl of the team getting bullied in like season 1.
Yeah.
And that was how we first learned about faunuses.
Yeah.
Then we saw, they said one line about Team Coffee being away a bit long.
Right.
And then we saw Bunny Girl again for like 2 seconds.
Yes.
And then we see 3 characters we've never met before.
Correct.
Plus Bunny Girl.
Yeah.
They come in, do 70% of the fighting,
Yep.
win, kill every single Grim effortlessly.
Yes.
They keep saying, oh, don't show your weapon. You've been building that up. I'm like, what?
What weapon? It's a box.
It's a box.
Bunny Girl has a box, and she doesn't do
I'm like,
anything.
we've
with
never seen this box before. Why are you like
it.
saying
And they play this song. It's their theme song. Beck really likes it. It's called Caffeine. The first lyric of the song is drink your Red Bull. You're gonna need a bucket full. I don't know how you like this song, Beck.
It's about caffeine.
The lyrics are I am caffeine. I'm caffeine. Come on, man.
No, because
I know this show is cringe. I've been enjoying it so far, but I'm drawing the line at the song caffeine.
I thought the song played when it was Dr. Hot Talking Coffee Man and he was popping off. It wasn't even him.
What do you mean you thought it played when he was talking? Are you saying you knew the song prior to the show?
The song is on my light. I listen to it on Spotify.
No, all the time.
All the time.
Bro, that was
It's a good song.
good song. Yeah, so one thing about this fight, aside from Team Coffee beating it effortlessly and it being the whole episode where nothing happens, one thing I noticed is that they fight the main villains in the fight. And they don't do anything about it. They're there fighting the good guys.
No, because the main villains are like, the train explosion we planned is happening a few days early. Let's go stop the invasion that we helped plan.
Did they stop the? I don't think they stopped the invasion. I thought they were fighting the good guys.
Really?
I thought they were helping. Am I stupid?
No, they were helping the good guys.
Really? I mean,
I saw them fighting Grim. I was very confused by that.
Well, I mean, they have to blend in. But
They do, but if your plan was to literally attack the city with Grim, you would not then go and fight said Grim.
Let me figure out if Mercury and all that.
Okay, I'll just explain the last of the episode. Good Witch comes in and she's like, I fixed everything. And they're like, okay, we need more military because all this fighting and like the Grimness attack, so we're giving the military general like a lot more power and full control over the tourney, which is like this big tourney.
I know they are fighting Grim, I'm stupid. Yeah, but we see more of them fighting Grim than we do see RWBY and Weiss.
Literally.
And the other characters.
Okay, so, and then Stonewall guy is mad at Gojo, and then he's like, Clockwork Orange guy, tell me what you know. And he's like, I will never tell you, I'm the mastermind. And then we have all of RWBY standing on the ledge and being like, you know, we don't understand anything about the main plot. We caught the bad guys, but we never knew what their plan was. And they're like, do you need to know? Not all stories need to feel conclusive.
True.
Yeah, I don't need to feel like I'm understanding the show.
Yeah, so that's volume 2 for everyone at home following along.
Okay, I just want to say my understanding of the first 2 seasons is we may be dunking on it a lot, but I am like genuinely like enjoying.
Oh, I'm also enjoying it. It is actually
this
not
is a
bad.
really good summer arc.
It isn't bad. Like I kind of intentionally chose this for a couple of reasons. One, like last year we watched Steven Universe.
Yeah.
A arguably cringe show that is actually good.
Yeah.
This one I chose because this one is definitely a cringe show that I know has some good moments for at least the first 3 seasons.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So we will be ending season 3, and that was the last time the original creator was working on it.
Yeah.
So that'll be our thoughts, and then we'll see season 4. But I do understand why people really like this show. I feel like it has a lot of cool personality.
Yeah, I think
Like, the character designs are cool, all the weapons, they feel so unique, the fight scenes are amazing.
yeah.
The dialogue can be very cringy sometimes.
The dialogue
but
is pretty
sometimes
bad.
it's really fun.
Some of the characters are mediocre at best.
Yes.
Most of them are like
Some of them are sometimes very annoying to
they're
me.
just very cardboard cutout characters. A lot
Yeah,
of
like
them
this
are.
is the emo girl, this is the rich girl.
This is the blonde girl. Yeah, but it's good.
And the world building is a bit rough, but
Yeah, but we have one more little anecdote to end on. So I bought Crunchyroll last week to watch the show. I got Crunchyroll. I will use it for one other thing, but that'll come later. I will be canceling the subscription very soon.
No.
So I
How are I watching My Hero Academia?
is that where you're watching it?
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Oh, and then on Hulu, and then pirating.
Well, no, I have Hulu now.
Oh, yeah.
Watch it there.
Well,
No, that's my. You know what my problem with fucking Hulu is?
huh? Ads.
So it's sub
Yeah,
weekly.
Yeah.
And like the dub, it exists.
but it's not there.
They just don't post the dub until like I think all of the sub season is done, and then they'll just post all the dub.
Great.
I fucking hate the contracts where it's like, you know, we get the dub version, you get the sub version. Shut the fuck up.
Well, anyway, I bought Crunchyroll to watch RWBY and watch season 1. We talked about season 1. And then, what is it called? It got removed. Crunchyroll was the only place you could watch RWBY legally.
Okay, Aiden, I swear you can watch it on YouTube.
You can't.
Did
Not
you
the
check?
whole thing. Not the whole thing.
It's like season 1 though, right?
Well, we already watched season 1.
Okay, but you can watch at least some of RWBY on YouTube.
RWBY season. Let's see season 3. Can we watch season 3 on here?
You might get spoilers.
Yeah,
but-
you can watch season 3 on here. Well, no, a lot of these are uploads by other people,
Ah,
which I don't entirely trust.
I know.
But but yeah, RWBY got exploded from Crunchyroll.
And we
for unknown
kept
reason.
wondering why, because the whole thing was this is an indie web show.
Yeah, that got bought by Warner Brothers, their studio.
Yeah, well,
And
the original creators of it, Rooster Teeth,
Yeah.
they like imploded like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So people were wondering, oh, what's gonna happen to all this stuff?
Yeah.
Um,
They got bought by Warner Brothers, and then Warner Brothers shut them down earlier this year.
yeah.
And then all their stuff disappeared. And then literally today, we got an announcement from like the co-creator and the voice of Yang, and they're like, "Hey guys, Viz Media bought us." Like the Big House anime guys.
Yeah.
Cool. So they're gonna distribute our stuff now.
And they said they might be working on new seasons.
Yeah, I doubt they will. I mean, I doubt they won't. They will make new seasons.
Yes.
Because I think the show ended abruptly, right?
Yeah, I think it ends season 9.
Yeah.
I think Ice Queendom, which is like
Mm-hmm.
a spin-off maybe.
Yeah.
And then you have the one where they cross over with DC.
Yeah.
So we'll watch those, but
We will probably watch.
I
those.
do hope that it gets more seasons because I'd watch more of it.
Yeah. So, well, I found a website where we can watch it. So.
Yes.
But
so
we
will continue watching.
But God did not want us to watch this show.
God is trying to prevent the RWBY arc. We will not let him.
Yeah. So that was the quote for the episode. That's gonna go in the thumbnail and title. I've been thinking about that all day.
Wow, you literally planted the quote. This is supposed to be natural, Aiden.
I planted the quote. I'm sorry, everybody. Well,
Wow.
that's all. That's all I have to say. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I do not. I'm excited to talk about season 3 next week.
Yeah, or season 4
And
if we manage to watch
It
season
might
4.
be an insanely long episode because we're talking about twice as much boys in House of the Dragon. So Aiden is gonna be fucking dying for like an hour.
It's okay. I can just play video games.
Wow.
It's okay.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Recommendation is don't watch Dumbo.
Don't watch Dumbo. Watch, Turning Red.
So true.
No relation.
Yeah.
I just tried to download the movie on the plane and it did not let me.
Wow.
Remember, always use Celsius.
Thanks
We'll
for
see
watching.
you next time. Bye.